All right, so remember what I said about the period being pi. That is only tangent and cotangent. Secant and cosecant, remember, they're buddies with sine and cosine, so their period is 2 pi also. So we're going back to our period being, the formula for period being 2 pi divided by b. It's written right here. So if you look, they've given me the periods right here. The period should be 2 pi. That's what the normal period of this function is. But right here they gave me a period of 8. So what does that tell you? Which value, which of these, A, B, C, or D, makes that period change? B. So I need to go, I can go ahead and find all of those. They're all the same. So I might as well do that real fast and find them all. Period equals 2 pi divided by B. So 8 equals 2 pi over B.
A can't change the period?
A does not. A won't change the period. Yeah.
2 pi over 8, which is 4 pi.
Uh-huh. So my B value on all three of these, 25, 26, and 27, is quarter pi. Pi over 4. Okay, now, if you go back and you look, remember what we said about this is cosine's buddy. And cosine goes through the ordered pair 1, 0. So this should go through the ordered pair 1, 0 also. But it doesn't go through 1, 0. It looks like it's going through 4, 0.
0, 4?
Okay, so that's a good, I'm glad you said that. So there's two possibilities. It's either vertically stretched by 4 or it's shifted up 3. So how can you tell the difference?
You can look at the bottom one.
You could look at the bottom one. Look for your central axis. The idea of the central axis still exists. Where is the middle? Where's the middle of this one? Yeah, it's still at the x-axis, which means this isn't shifted, it's stretched. So it's stretched by 4. This one has a regular b value of 1 because the period's still 2 pi. Is it shifted left or right at all?
No.
No. And our d value isn't shifted either, so this would just be y equals 4 secant x. So this next one, well, it looks like it starts in the same place. I have a minimum at 0, 4.
Are there gonna? I haven't seen any with a fraction in the front yet. So
You know, there weren't any on this page, but they can be. They can be.
So what does it look like if it has a fraction?
It would be, well, these, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's why I didn't do it. But you, and you wouldn't on tangent either. But you would be able to on sine and cosine. That's why we do it on sine and cosine. Because you wouldn't be able to tell what was different. Because these have arrowheads on them, which means it doesn't matter how much you squash them, they're still going forever. So,
Is it a phase shift?
it's not a phase shift because it still goes through 0, 4. It is just the B change. That's the only thing that changed about this one. It's stretched by 4 also, like the one above it. Because it goes through, instead of going through 0, 1, it goes through 0, 4. But the central axis is still the x-axis. So these are
They
both.
all go 4, right?
They do, but look at 26 though. So this one would be 4 secant pi over 4 x would be number 25. But if you look at 26, that first minimum does go through 0, 4, but look at the two maximums on the bottom. They actually touch the x-axis. So what does that tell you?
Shift, vertical.
It's a shift. Yeah, there's a vertical shift. Where's the central axis on 26?
2.
Exactly. It'd be at 2. So your d value is 2. There's no horizontal shift because it's still going through 0, 4, so your c value is 0. All right, let's talk about the stretch for just a second. If this is my central axis, so I know I've been shifted, normally from the central axis to the first point is just 1 value. And look what we have here. From the central axis to my first point, there's 2 spaces. Because vertically stretched by 2. So it's stretched and shifted. 2 secant pi over 4x plus 2. All right. That bell's not turning, so y'all get the idea? Yeah.
Somewhat.
I think you'll see
Not
when
really on this last one, but
on this one.
yeah.
I think you just got to live with it for a little bit. Just I can give you some to work on if you want, because I'm going to give you the page of the cotangent and cosecant one. But it's it really is the same. It's the same idea. The graphs just look different because they have asymptotes, but it's really the same ideas.
No, they're just the same, right?
Yeah, they're just the same.
I pledge allegiance to the flag